May North Garden. Let's go take a look. We got our squash bed. So right here we have sugar pumpkin, which is looking good. Recovered well from the low nitrogen issue. Next up we have the sunshine, which is I think a kombucha type. And then we have buttercup right here. And then we have our petty pan squash with a little bit of that corn recovering. Turns out the compost has no nitrogen in it, or basically none, which I didn't know. So everything was stunted. So I'm adding a liquid fertilizer every week, every Saturday. And new beds I'm adding nitrogen. This was my fava bed. The gophers are eradicating it quickly, so definitely make sure your favas dry and are done before this point, or the bed will look like this. You saw it was full last time. It is not. Again, the kind of A-frame shelf trellis is looking really good. The what I'm calling the California shelf. We have 2 onions in this bed. We have a sunshine, second generation kombucha, so we'll see how that goes. Then we have a butternut here, as well as a butternut here. Again, recovering from the nitrogen low. And this last one is a winter sweet kombucha. So they're all looking pretty good, recovering and thriving. And then you can see here's our amaranth. So that's doubled in size since the last time you've seen. Really doubled in size since the last week. It's starting to flower, which looks amazing. So that's the golden giant amaranth. And this is the burgundy amaranth for seed. Again, it was a nitrogen problem, so they were stunted for the last couple of weeks until I added nitrogen 2 weeks ago. But the bed's just looking really colorful. All right, here's our vivacious hybrid from Burpee. They're coming along. They're finally growing. Again, a nitrogen situation. So last 2 weeks they started to green up and then start growing. Stunted for a month, so a month behind. Then we have our classic early girls. So this one was the previous one, and this one I transplanted, so it's a bit taller. And then we have the Valencia, the orange tomato, which has been amazing. It was amazing last year, so we're growing it again. This one somehow worked really well. This one's again a transplant, since the other one wasn't doing as well. So that's kind of the thing there. We set up a California shelf trellis. You can see the long poles, so I can hit that 6 feet. So hoping this will work out. You can see I put it kind of at 1.5 feet so that they grow through. And then any extra branches I should be able to lie on top and have the fruit hang underneath. Next we have our cherries, which these 2 are doing pretty well. This is the Santa orange, kind of expensive one, but we'll see how it goes. And then we have our clementine, which are both doing pretty well. Actually, I think the clementine has its first tomato right there, so that's exciting. And then up next, we have our Palladino. This is my workhorse, so I'm glad it's recovering from the nitrogen. And then we have our Isis candy. This one's doing the worst, but it's finally green, so we should be moving along. These are the cabbages. We got the Copenhagen Market and Red Acre from last year. Spaced them a little bit wider because of last year's. It was a little tight. And they're all coming along. Good growth, adding nitrogen. We took out our spicy garlic here. It wasn't working quite as well, especially on the lower edge there. But looks like a number of them will work out. Might look for a different one next year. We got our carrots kind of working away and some parsley that really just never dies. And then our other garlic is looking really good. Hoping to take that in soon since it's kind of yellowing. You can see about half of the leaves are yellow, so we can start working on it now. Another nitrogen success story. So we have cabbage, we have cauliflower, we have cabbage. It's all growing. It wasn't when I planted, it was just the nitrogen. We have, well, that's cauliflower that's ending, so. Yep, it's pretty. and cabbage. And a little bit of thyme. Actually, a lot of thyme on the side there. And a couple peas that were really stunted. You guessed it, no nitrogen. They tasted terrible. Took our peas out of this garden, so we just have our ruby chard that's like ridiculous right now. Got most of our fennel out, but we have one left. Fennel's tasted really good. We're enjoying that. The lettuce is all going to seed. You can see it bolting right there. Stem extension. So it's all bitter now. The onions, we got some more of that broccoli and cabbage, which is probably, oh, that's almost ready. Almost. It needs to be hard completely. And then we got some cilantro going to seed. So we should have a lot of coriander from this. Love the double crop.